You are now tuned in to Live on Broadway podcast, the #1 relationship podcast in the world. So
Hey y'all,
spicy.
it's your girl, not Asia Chanel, and I always tune into Live on Broadway podcast on Monday. It's the Giants for me.
Yes. Who but he on Monday, you heard? You know the vibes, Live on Broadway podcast. Let me set the tone. Per usual, man. Listen, if you new around these parts, we got a call and response, and it typically goes when I scream pull, you guys come off y'all mics respectfully, Instagram and Clubhouse, and yell clear. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get to that in a moment, but trust me, let me set the tone. Mike. Keep that same energy. You know the vibes, what you tapping in on. Of course you do. It's Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast. Listen. If this is your first time tapping in, welcome back to another. If it's your first time tapping in, or if you're just a normal, know what I'm talking about, and you pulling up and you one of the Giants, welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. Perspectives will be respected by everybody. Now I'm talking about, and if this your first time tapping in, don't be easily threatened or angered, because much like you, every Giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. We asked everybody get in tune by what we doing on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tap into our Patreon content. Now I'm talking about subscribe. Make sure you tap in and follow the podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are available, including Spotify. Listen, man, we ask that you guys tap in. If it's your first time being in our room on Clubhouse, go up to the top, hit that house, and become a member so that you can be easily notified by way of Clubhouse when we go live. Know what I'm talking about? Shout out to, put some ass on this drink. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to Clubhouse. I got the mods in the room. Mods, you know the vibes. PUULL!
Clear.
You know the fucking vibes. We gonna panic tonight. Yes, sir. Listen, man. Mods, listen. Go ahead and introduce yourselves while I get the wind beneath our feet. Starting with you, D. D, you with us, King? Tap in with us. Introduce the folks.
Yo, what's good? DWI, New York's most influential producer. I'm in the building like a brick, as my man DJ Bedtime would say. Laid out right now, tuned in, tapped in. Make sure y'all follow us on everything that's moving. Make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast on YouTube as well, too. We here for it.
Hey everyone, it's Kim Sapphire, aka Shantae. It feels good to be back. Did you miss me?
Of course we did. Keep that same energy. Tap in with us, Al.
Hey, what's poppin'? It's Allison, author, publisher, sexiest voice in Brooklyn. What's good?
Yeah.
I know that's right, girl.
Hi everyone, it's DD's on the ones and twos, and on one of the dopest podcasts is on tonight on Monday. Looking forward to the topics this evening. What's up, though?
Period.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Fuck yeah.
I know that's right.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Taj Love Oracle. Please make sure you follow me on all platforms at Taj Love Oracle. I appreciate you guys. I thank you, Broadway, for letting me be here and have fun with y'all tonight. And we're going to bring it as hard as we always do. Thank you, baby.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Sincere, board director to Rough Rider Radio, CEO to them Bronx Boys. I'm just jacked in, locked and loaded with my man Broadway. What's going on with you? Everybody, we here for the fun.
How's it going, everybody? This is Jason from Brooklyn. I went from a life of steel to healing. I'm here to support my boy Broadway on the best podcast out right now.
You now listening to Live. Let's go! Tap in with us, Les.
Hey, this is Les here all the time, every time, ready to lock into all of the dopest conversations for one of the best podcasts on the platform and all other platforms. I'm ready to run. Let's go.
I know that's right, girl.
Tap in, Shells. What's the vibes?
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's your girl Shelly, also known as your poet, and just ready for the vibes tonight.
Greetings and salutations to all. Listen, man, we're going to talk about some things. We're going to do wellness check. We're going to make it short, concise, and to the point. I'll start. Listen, man. You know what, man? How rude am I? How rude am I? We're going to go popcorn style. You know the vibes. Or D, tell them what we do. We're going to play tag. What we doing, D? We playing tag tonight.
Yeah, we play tag. Y'all know how we do it. Freeze tag. You know, you moving around. I touch you, you freeze, you talk, and then when it's time for somebody else to talk, they touch the next person. That's how we do it here. We don't land planes in New York City because 9/11. We park our cars though. Take our
We
time.
park cars. Right. Well, they know who I am, Rain, man. Rain in the back, like, bro, hey, you ain't introduce yourself. I got you. They know who I am, man, because I'm standing on these wonderful giant shoulders, man. You know, helping myself and everyone else see a little bit better. But listen, I had an amazing week. I had a good week. I had a good outside of the week, I had a great weekend. A lot was going on. I felt kind of bad because I know Verzuz happened and whatnot, and it was stuff that was going on, and I'm like, damn, Verzuz happened on Tuesday night. We just potted on Monday, so you know we're going to talk about Verzuz, but we'll get there. We're going to walk the dog slow. I had an amazing week. We went in to film some content with our network situation. Can't wait for you guys to see that. It's gonna be kind of dope. So that happened, I think, on Saturday. You know, we watched the Verzuz. That went really well. Let me think about it. Outside of that, and getting next to a few good men. Hey, you know what? Let me tell y'all guys something, right? So Saturday, my man hit me like, yo, wait, let's go out. I'm like, all right. I could get next to you guys. Cool. So we go out for a little bit. You know, we sitting around. I get there. When they already waited online. So as I got there, we walked straight in. So we get in there. We sitting down. My man goes, yo, I'm not really feeling the vibe. I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up with this guy? Man, he goes, yo, I don't do hookah, so you know what I mean? So I looked at him, and then I look over my shoulder because he's looking over my shoulder, and the line is growing, and he said, nah, but there's some joints on the line. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm kicking it with my man, me and my man busting it up. So two girls, they couldn't get in. So he goes ahead, and mind you, these chicks looked wild young. They looked young. So he said, yo, baby, you know, if you want to sit here at the table with us, you can sit here with the table with us. Now, this is my man's man. So it's not directly my man, but because he's my man's man, I'm rolling with the punches, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, to make a long story more long, he goes, yo, y'all can sit at our table. So I nudge him under the table. I'm like, yo, beloved, they look a little bit young, King. He go, age ain't nothing but a number. I'm like, all right, because you know you're not trying to really ruffle no feathers because it's not your main man, and it's like your man by second degree, by second party, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. So then my man taps in with his man. He goes, yo, my nigga, they young. Like if there is anybody that's checking for you after these ladies sit here at the table, they definitely not gonna be checking for you. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna bring down your stockpile. Long story less long, or getting closer to the conclusion. So the girls sit down. When the girls sit down, no, I'm leaving out a part. The girls go, because they overhear the wrestling in the back between us three. The girls go, do y'all mind if we sit here? So I go, nah, it's cool, sis. Nah, y'all can sit. Y'all can sit or whatever the case may be. And my man, he's older than all of us, right? He's older than, he's old. Like, this nigga is, well, not my man. Let me be clear saying that. Did I say that already? Let me say it again. Okay, cool. So my man's man is older than all of us. So these chicks is looking like they might got fake IDs, whatever. Long story less long, just to give some context to it, the one girl was 23. The other girl was 26. I'm looking like, nigga, if you don't get, so my man, he goes, yo, My main man, he goes, yo, I'm gonna get out of here. Like 10, 15 minutes went by, 20 minutes went by. He goes, I'm gonna get out of here. I go, all right, cool. After I finish this drink, I'm blowing it too. Don't you know? Don't you know? This nigga hit my man's man. The nigga goes, yo, I'm here to pay for it. Like if they gonna give it, I'm like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I blew it, got the fuck out of here. Long story less long. This nigga's a creep. He's not allowed to go back out with us. So my man, if you watching this and you know who you are, your man is not allowed to go back out with us. I respectfully yield my mic. Everybody,
he's denied. Access denied.
Access denied, King. Like how you out here bugging? You doing too much. These chicks are young and you talk. Oh my God. It made me think like, how did that get to be your man? But tap in with us, D. How was your week, man?
With that me D or
Yeah,
well, we got
DWI.
hold on, let me spin the room from the bottom to the top. We got D Maurice just stepped in, Shalise just stepped in, Angie,
What's up? What's up?
Trillion,
What's up? What's
Shelly.
going on?
everybody.
Hey,
I
y'all.
wanted to just bring in the real fast so that we could get this thing going. We got the topic tonight. We deliberated on it for a little while. We got it straight, and I just can't wait. And I'm here for it because this is a thought I said maybe the problem is not black or white or whatever. Maybe it was the era that kind of jacked everybody up. Let's talk about it. There was a lot of F a bitch back in the early 90s, and then it turned into I'm a 90s girl living in a 90s world, and then that kind of changed, and then from that, everybody just went haywire, and now here we are, still trying to figure shit out.
How was your weekend, Allison? You guys just go. You guys don't need to wait for no order. Just tap in, and we gonna move on respectfully.
My weekend was good. I went to a baby shower yesterday. It's been a very busy week. I had a lot of things going on, but I got them done. So that's that.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, man. I think the weekend was cool. I had a great weekend. If you guys don't tap in, we're gonna respectfully move on to wellness. We're gonna respectfully just move ahead on to roll call. Can we do that?
Gigi wanted to say what up.
Gigi, tap in.
Oh, hi. No, I just wanted to say that I had an awesome weekend as well. I spent the weekend in ATL safely. I mean, it didn't look like everybody else was being safe, but I enjoyed my time and the energy that I received. So, shout out to my weekend and to everyone in the room, everyone. It's going to be a great evening.
Yeah, I think it hit different when you have a good weekend because sometimes we come up here and it's not always a good week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not a good week. Sometimes it's not an amazing week. Sometimes it's your week is burdened by turmoil and being there for others or needing others to be there by way of us. So I like to tap in with the folk and the giants, how I identify you all because you guys, help me stand on y'all shoulders to see a different perspective by way of what y'all deliver. Right, so that's why I call you all my giants. Right, we all are standing on each other's shoulders. But listen, man, look, shout out to everybody that's pulling up. I see Ange in the room. I see Shalise.
What's up?
D. I see everybody, man. I appreciate you all pulling up, man. It's the love for me. So look, right, we're gonna start with love. We're gonna lead with love. Shout out to Jeannie Mai, roll call. Shout out to Jeannie Mai. Shout out to Jeezy. They are expecting. I love it. I love to see love win. You know what I mean? I love to see people evolve and become more in life. You know what I mean? So if you guys have seen and been watching their love story that's being well documented before us, what's been you guys' energy? Tap in one time. Live on Broadway podcast.
I am so happy for Jeannie Mai because I've been following her since the beginning of her career when she was going out with her other husband, and from the time of just her having a breakdown and meltdown on the reel. So I am a huge Jeannie Mai fan. So she has evolved so much because I remember at one time she was saying she didn't want any kids at all. She was scared of that. Am here for it. But you know what? I had made a joke because she was, married to a white guy, Caucasian, and she got with Yeezy. So I was like, you know what? Once she go black, She ain't gonna go back. And I bet you
You
he gonna
never
be the
go
one to
back.
change her mind and give her a baby. And boom. I was
Mm.
right. I'm here for it though. I'm happy. She's gonna be a great mom. Great mom. Great parent. So I'm happy for them.
I'm happy for them too. Like Shantae, by the way, what's up, Shantae? Um,
Hey boo.
I Hey, I've been, following Jeannie Mai from the beginning when she was married to her first husband, and I remember how devastated she was when they divorced. And I'm just so happy that she waited for the right one and she didn't settle. And she had kids. She found the love of her life, and she is expecting now. And I love Jeezy too. And I've been around since the beginning with him since the Snowman
Yeah,
days. He's one of my favorite
yeah.
rappers, and I've seen the growth and the evolution in him as well. So I love them as a couple, and I'm all for it.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I'm
I
here
am
for that.
definitely excited for them. This is proof that you should never say never because the right one is going to do for you. She feels safe with him. She feels confident in her relationship. She feels secure. That's how you have and cultivate a happy marriage and bring a baby into the world because she didn't want to do it with her husband. And she didn't want to remarry again. And look, things changed. So it has to do with the person. When somebody says they don't want to get married, you have to pay attention. Are they saying ever or to you? Do you want to have a baby? No, I don't want to have a baby. Do you want to have a baby with you? That's what they're leaving off. So that's key.
So here, I saw it and I've been watching it, and I like yourself, Ange, I've been following Jeezy from the beginning of time. Jeannie Mai, not so much, more so, definitely before her and Jeezy was together, but not for the duration of, what's the show? The Real, right?
The
Yes, for
real.
real.
Yeah, not since the duration of The Real, right? But I'll say this, right? Because towards a lot of you guys' commentary, I understand the same that she's been out here, saying that she's against being married, so forth and so on after having a baby. I'm sorry, having a baby, and that she wouldn't get married again or something to that effect. Did she say that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I see that I saw the commentary by way of her baby reveal, her the bump reveal on the show, and something that she said, it actually was very interesting to me because she said that, she felt safe. She felt safe with him. So I want to say two things. The first thing is like sometimes it's being content creators and being out here. I think a lot of times people think that because you say something today and it's like 8 years go by that you still gotta live on that. You know what I mean? You don't have
Right.
to like live on that. You can both can be true. You can be in a place of feeling how you did at once upon a time, but now you feel like you have a different perspective on things, right? And the second thing is, I think a lot of times, when men get with women or a woman find man find a woman, however you see fit, a lot of times women feel like they're the prize. And that's true. You guys are the freaking prize, right? But there's also a flip side to that coin, and that is the man can be the prize. A lot of times women want to feel safe. So it made me feel when I heard her say it, I was like, damn, sometimes a man want to feel safe too. A man want to feel secure too. A man needs to be poured, spoken into, and make him feel some. Excuse me. Um, a man needs to feel a lot of the same ways that a woman needs to feel, but more often than not, because I think that how society plays it out is like we don't hear that come from men. We hear that more so come from women. So hearing her say that, yo, I felt safe, I immediately felt like, damn, sometimes when blessings don't come to you by way of a baby, by way of marriage, sometimes we got to stop pointing out and start pointing in and saying, did I make my man feel secure? Did I make him feel safe? All the things that I want to feel, did I make him feel that? And that's not by way of what you think, that's by way of what he's saying to you. You know what I mean? So that's my little tidbit on the situation when I was watching it and I was, thinking about what she was saying, because I think that I think yeah, I'm here for their love story. I love that. I love that. I think that he feel. I don't hear him saying it, but I think he feels the same unless he went and got on one a bending knees and proposed to her. Tap in with me, guys.
Well, her first husband had a baby. So he went ahead and I don't know if he remarried, but I do know that he did have a relationship outside of the marriage, and that relationship brought forth a baby. So I know for a fact that she was hurt by that because in watching the show, she did mention that, and she was wishing him the best, whether surface or genuine. That's on to her. But I kind of feel like she was definitely betrayed because they made an agreement that no, this is what they wanted. They did not want to have children. Now you're allowed to change your mind, but for him to go outside the marriage and to have something is
Yeah,
kind of, it's
yeah,
kind of
that's
a slap
whack.
in the face. So, I get why she's upset, but we're all allowed to change our minds, and you find the partner that compliments you and is able to make you feel safe and secure. And Jeezy saw something in her to have her be the mother of his child. He has two previous children, so they both complement each other, and I wish them the best.
Do we know if Jeezy's other babies are by the same lady or by different women? Do we know that?
Not sure.
No, nobody knows.
I don't know.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So that was that on that. And hey, Ange. Hey,
Oh
Ange.
shit. Okay.
What's up? What's up?
I'm sorry.
Broadway.
Did anybody else have commentary on the Jeannie Mai and Jeezy?
I
No,
think Tarsha wanted to
I
say
was gonna
something.
say that I agree with everyone is saying. I've been following her for a very long time, and I think her hurt stems from a lot of what Allison just said. In addition to what Allison said, is that we all, and I'm speaking in general, obviously, that we all have to be mindful that we shouldn't go into a relationship trying to change someone.
Mm,
And him not being authentic, I clearly understand her hurt because I kind of went through something like that in a relationship before. And it wasn't about a kid, but it was the common denominator of the person not being truly honest about what they wanted. So I got where she come from, and I'm happy that her and Jeezy are together. I think they're a great couple, and I wish them well.
got you. Yeah.
Hey Broadway, I just wanted to give a little commentary on what you said
Sure.
as far as men feeling safe. Yeah, I think I agree with you. A lot of the time, we do speak a lot about women being safe and them feeling safe in a relationship, but men have a different energy when it comes to relationships because when you guys get your heart broken, it gets crushed. It doesn't just get broke. Like we can kind of glue ourselves back together and move into another relationship, but certain
Fuck
levels
yeah.
of distrust breaks men and they may never move into another relationship. So it's men having security is just as important. And really, something that Big Willie said the other day that's just been sticking in my mind. He said men need to be needed. So, in all reality, it's kind of like they need that security even just a tad more than us, just because they know that there's a level of, disposability that can happen to the left kind of shit. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to just agree with you on that point and really just kind of make sure that it sticks home that men need it just as much as women. We are both
Wow.
humans and we all need it.
Wow, you
Thank
said
you.
men need
I
to be
agree. Well
needed.
said,
That was a
Taja.
bar. Yeah, right, Les? Yeah, that was a bar. That was a bar. Definitely was. Let me hit the round of applause for that, right? Listen, man. I got some smoke. And I'm coming down. Let me PTR. So I'm going down the center, and I'm going to the last person. I'm going to write the person right on top of Amy. You ain't got to worry about it. Yeah, if you thought I'm talking about you, you right. I'm talking about you, Ange. I got some smoke
What's
for you, Queen.
what happened? Yo, you
I
got
got,
smoke for me?
Oh my
Why?
I
God. Are you
got
gonna
some
start talking
smoke.
about Ja Rule?
You know what I'm talking about,
I
yo, Ange. I'm
fucking
on
knew
your
it. I fucking knew it. I can't
body.
stand you, Broadway. I can't stand you for that
Go
shit.
ahead, Broadway. Give it to me.
My
What's
Bro,
up?
petty
you
is
wanna
on
you wanna
full
hug now or
display.
later?
Listen, guys, let me tell you something, and I'm gonna be totally honest and frank, right? So we was watching the whole Verzuz together. It was me, it was Ange, it was Bella, it was Jahira. It was a gang of us. We was watching the Verzuz together, and Ange and Jahira had some smoke for us. They had some, matter of fact, it was like the whole room against Broadway and maybe Bella. I think Shamika popped in too, Ange, and they had some smoke for us.
Yeah, only you and Bella was for Ja Rule. I was with Ange and them. I was riding with Ange. I'm still riding with Ange and them.
I stick by my choice.
No, listen.
And
yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go
ahead,
go for it, please.
She sounded all depleted. Go ahead, bro. Have your fun. Yo, Angie is so animated. Like when you could tell when she's like, all right, you know what? Go ahead. Do you? I mean, I was on the Fat Joe train too. I don't feel like he lost. I don't know why you getting so hyped, bro. Like
I don't feel like he lost.
Like, did something happen that we don't know about? Because I mean, I feel like it was
I'm so embarrassed.
Yo, all right, bro.
Yes, something happened.
Hold on. Let me tell you what happened. Did you watch Fat Joe's whole recap of it? Did you understand how he got the bag for Ja Rule? How he picked Ja Rule? So he's the winner. He's the winner.
Down this. Listen.
Angie, I got your back.
Cam got the bag
for
the Cam got the bag for the locks too, but Dipset still lost. They still lost. Cam got that bag for them.
Yeah, but see, the Dipset and locks was an embarrassing wipeout. This was not an embarrassing wipeout. If anything, it was a draw. I still personally don't think that Ja Rule won. But if you're going to give it to Ja, it was 50-50. If anything, it was a
I give it to Ja. You know why I give it to Ja? Because Ja was the overdog, but he was played as the underdog. But he didn't fold when he didn't like falter or like go to the level. He didn't go to the level of Fat Joe's petty when Fat Joe took some stabs. He still kind of smiled it off. So I gave him credit for that because, I think he came out on top. Because Ja Rule was already been kicked down for so many. I
was about to say, after 50 Cent, he ain't got to worry about getting kicked out no more. Ain't nobody can talk more shit to him.
So
here's
like I just personally, like I said, in my personal opinion, and people will probably get me for this, but I personally think that him and Nelly would have been a better battle. Fat Joe gave me what I was looking for personally out of the battle. So, I'm going to just go with that. But,
Yep. I agree with you, Angie. Hey, look, Fat Joe gave you hip-hop. Angie. He gave you full-fledged 100% hip-hop. He wasn't singing. He wasn't scootatting. He wasn't doing nothing. He was bringing it raw all day. Now, Ja Rule, he's more of a commercial guy. You know what I'm saying? So it turned out different in that regard because you had other people liking him. But if you were just dealing on a hip-hop level, then Fat won that all day.
Hey, Taja. Hey, Taja.
Yes, sir.
Whatever, bro.
What do I do? Leave it. I leave it.
So listen. My energy was this, right? Listen, Big Bronx all day, man. But when we looking at it, the tidbit is this, right? So here's a few things. Joe knew who he was going against. He chose to D's point, DWI Music's point. He shout out to Kennedy. I see you, Queen. He chose Ja Rule, right? He knew what Ja Rule would come with, right? He chose him. And Ja Rule's been wanting to get up there for some time now. And Fat Joe was like, you know what? I'll do it with Ja Rule, right? Cool. So there's that. Now there's the other side to it where D, you said was there something that you guys was missing? Okay, cool. We might have our own personal. Some people think that Fat Joe won. Some people think that Ja Rule won. But the an alarming, overwhelming amount of people are giving it to Ja Rule.
Not alarming. He said alarming.
Well, it's only because he's a show. Again, he's so commercialized.
He did very well.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think
and
that
he's
Ja
good
Rule
with
played his
outside
records.
of New York.
Let's talk about that. Ja Rule played his records.
Go for it, King.
Let's talk about that. Ja Rule actually played his records. Not something that he took credit for. Not something that he stole from somebody. He actually played his records. Fat Joe was sitting there playing pun records, playing everybody else's. Because let's be honest, he don't have the hits. He was a great feature for his era. You know, he did what he did, but he got longevity in the game. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I don't agree, but
Fat played one
I
song
think
from Pun to honor Pun. He didn't spend all night playing Pun shit. And
I
the
mean,
first
but
three
listen.
songs that Ja Rule played, he just produced them joints. He didn't even rhyme on them joints. Like,
the
So,
you watch
same
the
way,
same
so,
shit.
so the way Versus works and I hear you sincere, and I'm rolling with you. But I also think that Joe should have played more Pun music because if he executive
yeah,
produced it, you can play it, and that's why
you
I
can
think
play
he
it.
dropped. He dropped. That's why I feel like Joe dropped the ball because Versus is not about who has the biggest hits. Versus is about who music has the most impact in that arena. In that when we're watching it, we're watching to see who music has the biggest impact because you could play something like uh uh whatever you want. It don't got to be a hit. I think I saw JD, and we'll get into that in a moment. I think
I was just about to say something about that.
yeah, JD could play. I mean, Puff could play
Mary,
Victory.
Jodeci,
Yeah, you could play Victory, and Victory didn't do a large amount of numbers, but that's a cultural song that
right,
when
or
you go,
Juicy.
yeah, or Juicy, right? These songs, these
Fat.
records didn't do
Yeah.
an enormous amount of numbers, but the cultural impact and attachment to
The
those
impact.
records are crazy. And that's why I feel like Ja Rule won because every little thing that you do between me, all his records, right? I Cry, like there's an attachment to it, to a Ja Rule era. I feel like Ja Rule had an era. Fat Joe never had an era. Fat Joe has had a consistent career and had hits in every era. And Ja Rule hasn't had hits in every era. But Ja Rule has had a whole fucking moment when he was here.
He had 6, 7 summers. The man
Dog.
said it himself.
Yo, those Billboard numbers don't lie. I think he was like 17, 32 weeks, some crazy number. 32 weeks? The fuck?
Yeah, he even has songs, his own songs competing with each other. So
This is what I'm
I
saying.
mean, I don't want to. I'm not taking nothing away from Ja Rule. He did what he did. I danced to his songs when they was out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like I didn't.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, if we're dealing with hip hop, then Fat won it. Now, Fat could have brought a lot more of his catalog out, and he said it too. He was like, "I should drop this. I should drop this." But he was really, I think, Fat kind of just went with presenting himself. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is Fat's era right now. Like Fat Joe right now, he's killing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Him, Remy, Dre, they're fucking they're on the market right now. So he's pushing what he has now. He brought up his kit, but he's pushing his work right now. I seen what Fat was
The
trying to
dude,
do.
So
And
the
go
they're
ahead.
dude,
both legends. You know, you can go from Pun to Terror Squad to Fat Joe back in the graffiti days in the early '90s to Frankie Cutlass to, the Bronx. It's culture and like Broadway said, it's not only about hits, it's about cultural impact and what Fat Joe and Big Pun and Terror Squad mean to New York and the Bronx and
Yeah.
just the pride and everything that they've done in hip hop. And Ja Rule, he did have a worldwide success with all of his, records with Ashanti. And yes, that's an era that I was in college and it was cool. But like the sense of culture and pride and the Bronx and where I'm from, it's a different level when it comes to Terror Squad and Pun and Joe.
Yeah.
So there would be no way I could ever turn on Joey and go with Ja. So that's why I felt like I couldn't enjoy Ja the way I wanted to because I felt like the battle wasn't even. And he should have been over with Nelly, and B, that's Fat Joe. That's Pun. Like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. The cultural impact is like second to none.
I'm rolling with that. I'm
there's
rolling
some,
with
I
that.
there's
Look,
some
concur.
look,
key
look,
real
guys.
quick.
If you guys are okay, I want to move the conversation along a little bit. I want to tap in and just get a general consensus of what's happening in the room. So we saw Diddy, we saw JD. Diddy JD, who do you think? I don't want to, because I know once that versus happen, if it happens, we're gonna give our own. We're gonna have a whole lot to say. So I don't want to go too far on it. I just want you guys to tell me who you think will win? I'm going with Diddy off top.
I'm going with Diddy.
Diddy.
I think
Diddy.
Diddy will murder
Yeah.
I
him.
gotta go with Diddy too. I mean,
Who is
even though
it? Is Diddy versus who?
JD's kid is crazy. I mean, it's really to see. I think what we have to do with that versus is we have to wait to see what they bring out because JD's kid is so massive. He's
Yeah.
done shit for everybody in the game. Puffy has
Yeah.
basically done something for everybody in the game. So it's to see what they decide to come out because I think their verses is gonna have to not be a pre-planned kind of situation. Like they're gonna have to just be dropping hits off of each other
In the
because
shower.
their shit is
This
that
is
crazy.
what.
It's gonna be long. I'm going for JD. He's got some real heavy hitters, so I'm gonna go for that.
I'm going for Jermaine Dupri. A lot of people sleep on him, and they just feel like he has like maybe Jagged Edge and Debrat and stuff like that. But he's done a lot in the game. Like people forget that he's done stuff for Mariah and so many other different artists. He got Usher under his belt. It's so many people. You got Chris Cross. You got
Yep,
the Franchise
exactly.
Boys. He did stuff for Monica. It's so many people in the game
Escape.
that he wrote for. Like he got Ari Lennox under his belt. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why I
You
said
know,
it's gonna be an even split. It's just gonna have to be them dropping hits because when Puffy starts dropping his kid, he starts dropping Bad Boy, he starts dropping all that shit because he's touched so many people himself. You know what I mean? That
which is true.
it's
You
gonna be
I
a
know
see them on
crazy
Instagram.
ass
They
matchup.
that
panicking.
is
They
true.
saying Diddy.
But
Puffy talking
he got
mad
a is
shit.
a even, but you know what is an even exchange because they both did so much, and then certain people that they've written for is like kind of just like how Ja Rule and Fat Joe had a double edged sword because they both had Ashanti. Puffy and JD both had Brian Michael
Sean
Cox.
Latoya.
He wrote
Can
for
we talk
both.
about Ashanti's loyalty though?
All right, hold on, guys. I don't want to go too far into it. I just wanted to know what you guys' take was. Who you going with, JD or Diddy? I just want to move the
Oh, I'm a
conversation
JD
along.
fan all day.
JD, okay, cool.
Diddy could go where he could go.
Okay,
Yo,
okay.
Broadway, this is going to be the most level playing field on verses. They
Yes,
both
I
have the
Yeah, they
agree.
both
same
had, and it
amount
was
of
both the same
Yep,
quality
era.
hits,
The same
and
era.
yeah, but their genre is
yep.
still the same. Their genre is the same.
Yeah.
Puffy had R&B hits. JD had the R&B hits. JD had a couple of hip hop joints. Puffy got a couple of them joints. So right now the playing field is level. This is
Yes.
not a Fat Joe situation. This is not a Locks and Dipset situation. This is something
Yes.
that is leveled. So it is going to be
Facts.
very epic. This is something that a lot of us are going to enjoy. This
Enjoy.
is something definitely great for the culture. The culture already won. If this battle does
Say
happen, the
that.
culture already won.
I was just
Broadway,
laughing
did
at
you
the fact
see?
that people were laughing, saying that Puffy need to pay the people that he owe music to. I mean, money to for this
That's
Broadway,
a
versus the
did
fact.
kickoff.
did
Go
y'all
for it,
see what he
Ange.
did
What
on
he
Fat Joe? Did y'all see Fat Joe's show with when
Yes.
Diddy and did you see
Yes.
that?
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
for those of you that didn't see it, I'ma just tell you real quick. Jermaine Dupri is Puffy was kind of feeling it, like, all right, um, I'm ready to do this now because Puffy really wants to battle Drake because he thinks that's more of a battle than JD. And so what they
Nah.
did on Fat Joe's show is JD kind of embarrassed himself. You know what I'm saying? Because Puff played a few hits and JD wouldn't. It
Woo!
was almost like he lacked confidence. He was like, nah, we
Woo!
got to wait till we get in the ring, this, that, and the third. And everybody was like, yo, this dude is
Just
coming at you.
just
You
play
got to at least
right.
play one record.
Puffy
Disrespectful.
did what he was supposed to do, though. Puffy did exactly what he
Disrespectful.
did. Put him in the
Exactly.
cage
JD is
and
looking
bullied
crazy
him.
out here right now.
He bullied
So
him. Puffy did what he did.
But
Right. And
Puffy do what he
JD looked like
always
he
do.
had no confidence.
yeah,
You
he
got to
did.
have a little swag and
And
confidence
he
to
was in the
yourself.
studio,
But
Ange.
you see, JD, you gotta understand. Puffy did what Puffy normally do. Puffy is also New York too, so he gonna be live with it. He gonna be in your face with it.
Yes.
While JD is still, he's still more refined. He's not really that kind of dude that talks a lot of shit. I've never seen JD really ever talk shit. He's
But
not known
Taja,
for
it
that.
wasn't even about popping shit. He was playing records. And the whole Atlanta was in
Yeah.
Fat Joe's comments like, yo, the whole
Play a
Atlanta was
record.
like, you gonna let this dude do this? And JD was looking crazy out here.
Yes.
Everybody, Snoop. Fat Joe
Sometimes you
Swizz.
gotta play
Swizz
Yeah.
even
coy
said
though,
it. Swizz
because
even said it to him, like, yo, fam,
Yo,
play something. You
Puff start
bugging.
playing JD music.
And didn't
but you
Exactly.
know
JD
what?
Jay-Z,
start
Sometimes
it?
you
Didn't
gotta
Jay-Z
play
said
JD
it
that
too.
call him out?
card. You gotta play that fallback card sometimes
So
because
listen,
I mean,
listen,
shit.
guys.
JD wrote for Janet.
So listen,
Yeah,
guys. Right?
exactly. Like it's gonna be a really amazing
It's
matchup if
gonna
they
be a
put it
toss
It's
together.
up. It's
listen.
gonna
It's
be
gonna
If
a
be.
hard
Dre's
call.
in there, no matter who they
I
are, no
don't.
matter one of them, they're gonna be amazing.
I don't think Dre and Diddy is a fair comparison. Respectfully, I know Dre's catalog, but I just don't see it. I'm not gonna be as excited as if it was JD. But listen,
Jay could do Neptunes. Drake could do Neptunes. That'd be a more because
something right, something
they
more
like
along
special.
those
Those dudes are
right.
special.
Dre
Right.
ain't
So
doing
so
this
listen,
shit.
guys. This is what I want to do. Right. I want to talk about something and don't kill me because I know for the last 48 hours you guys been enduring, but we gonna endure too. If you've been doing it for the last 72, you could do it for the next 15. For the next, let's say 5 to 7 minutes. There's a lot going on out here in the world, and Karen Civil is in the front of it, right? So respectfully, Karen Civil, I ain't got to point out to you if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what's going on with Karen Civil. They've been on Karen Civil body. I'm not going to tell you what I think yet. I'm going to put it to the room. I'm going to put it out there to Instagram. Shout out to LaToya Joyner 77. I see the vibes and I see you guys out there. Shout out to Ada Plug. Shout out to Unico. I see you guys. Listen, Karen Civil. A lot's been going on right now, and they've been talking about, you've been hearing stuff by way of Joyner Lucas, Jason Lee, Fetty Wap, Jessica Wu, Cameron, Meek, and the list goes on, right? And people are coming out respectfully saying that, people stand by her, and because, all right, so I hate that I even have to explain this, but industry insider, if you don't know who she is, she's a strategist, PR strategist. She's a media person that she's like the Olivia Pope to what media is. You know what I mean? You get her and you pay her, and she's gonna work her magic, right? So, but Joyner Lucas, Joyner Lucas team gave her $60K. Joyner Lucas wanted her bread back, the Jessica Wu stuff. Just tap in. Giants, just go for it, because I know y'all know the vibes already. Jeez.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead, D. Go D.
I'm about to say this shit been messy for a minute because they even brought up how Nipsey fired her before he passed, and she was doing a lot of janky shit out here. But
Allegedly.
it's sad. Yeah, allegedly. But it's sad because, so many, if it's true, it's disgusting that somebody of our own culture who you may have confided in and thought that could bring you to a different level, a higher level, and then they just fuck you out of your bread and then play clueless to it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's good business at all. But so many people are coming to the forefront to discuss it. It kind of got me giving her the side eye on the low.
No,
I
Well,
never really heard.
I
But
don't
what's so
know.
crazy about it
I'm a
is
little
I've
different.
never
I go
really
out.
heard good things about
One
Shorty.
mic.
I've heard a lot of janky shit in the past about her, but I mind my business and keep it pushing. But it's
Okay.
like to hear it now coming all up, it's just like I maybe what I heard back then was the truth, and it is what it is. I
All
just
All
right.
wish
right.
Shorty the best.
Can I speak from the industry standpoint
Go
of
for it, D.
being a fly on the wall? So, how many of us have heard stories about Puffy jerking people forever?
Yep.
Hey,
How many? All right, the
that's
whole
what
room,
I was
right?
about to
The whole
say.
room, the whole room. But
Okay.
Puffy still gets deals. People still work with him, right?
Yep.
Yep,
It's
Yep.
in
sure.
this
I
business.
Wifing
mean,
you records.
In this business, you make decisions based on what you think could get you somewhere, and obviously, people wasn't. Her reputation preceded her. Like they must have thought, oh, it ain't gonna happen to me. So it's shame on them, right? If you got two people before you that had
What's
open
happening, Marty?
allegations
I hear
about
you, King.
somebody and you still went and did business with them, we as consumers or watchers of the game should not even feel any way about her. Like that's them and that's her. You know how many people get jerked in this industry? It's you get what you negotiate for. And that's it. That's the bottom line. So we could, I mean, for podcast purpose, we could go back and forth about it. But really, it's not really that deep, really.
You know, D, I gotta agree with you on that one like bazillion percent. I mean, hey, look, you know, when it comes to your career and stuff, a lot of people just, you know, they themselves are clout chasing. They're looking for somebody to take the reins on their career instead of they taking the reins on their career. A lot of these people, you know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with that industry, I mean, the whole entire industry, you're gonna find scumbags in that industry. You have to start paying a little bit more attention to your intuition. Like, let's think about even, we can go back to R. Kelly, we can go back to all kinds of people. The only reason why he had all these girls to abuse was because people just kept on giving their fucking daughters to him because he could make them a star. So, you know what I'm saying? People put themselves in really bad positions for their
Allegedly.
careers and for what they you know, allegedly, you know, for what, you know, they've been doing out there. But if you know that you really want something, then you make sure that you push your effort. You make sure that you stay on top of your game. You know, this person doesn't just take your money and you don't know what they're doing with it. Make sure that you stay in contact. You need to see things, you know, and really just make sure that you read the fine prints on your contract so that way you're not running around being fooled. You know, you can get
Fuck
fucked
yeah.
over by your job. I mean, I got messed over by a guy who said he came doing bitcoins and this and that and that and that, put himself out there as somebody, and then this guy was just a scammer. You know what I mean? So you're gonna find people in every
Crazy.
industry that's gonna be willing to screw you over. You just gotta use your gut, your smarts, and your damn brain.
Hey, B-Way, real
That
quick,
part.
I pinged in my guy Sean Bolden right here, industry exec, been around since the Cypress Hills days and before. So I think if you want some insight on industry talk, like he's probably the best person to
Okay, give
just
give give
speak from
give
that
it
perspective.
before we give it to Sean. Shout out to you, Sean. Let's give a quick reset, D.
All right, check it out. Y'all tuned into Live on Broadway podcast. We are discussing did the '90s era hurt the 2000s dating scene, but right now, currently, we are talking about Karen Civil's debacle that's been talked about over the last 48 hours, 72 hours. And I am one of the co-hosts in the building what we on Clubhouse. Broadway is the man of the house, right there, holding it up, holding it down. And shout out to the whole room. A lot of good energy in here tonight for the topic. And make sure y'all all follow and subscribe to the Live on Broadway podcast on YouTube as well too.
Fuck yeah.
Listen,
Hi, hi.
listen. Shout out, and greetings and salutations to all. Yo, Sean, tap in with us, King.
Got you, got you. What's up, Broadway? What's up, D? I was just listening to what y'all was saying with Karen, and I want to say this. What happens often is expectation leads to disappointment. And sometimes people go into things expecting more than what actually might have been spoken about.
Hey,
And
K.
so I
Hey,
can't
real.
say,
I hear you,
what was
King.
that?
No, I'm just saluting K and real. I see they just popped in.
Oh, okay. So, so
Hello.
yeah, so yeah. With that being said, you got to hear both sides of the story because uh, Joyner might have had an expectation that wasn't spoken about. A lot of times, artists do come in or clients do come in and wanting to get a whole slew of things that were not spoken about, but that the person is known for getting. And when they don't get all of those things, they're disappointed in what they got. So that could be it. And I only say that because obviously Karen has done good work with several other people. I don't know her personally, but she's
Fuck
done
yeah.
work to where she has a reputation. So a lot of times that reputation precedes you, and then yeah, that expectation increases. And when you don't get what you expect, you feel like you were cheated.
Yeah. So look, let me give my little tidbit on this too, right? My energy is this, right? Coming from somebody that comes from the music background and knowing how this industry work and knowing how to put money in people's hands, a lot of times again, so all right, so there's a few things, right? Normally they say where there's smoke, there's fire, right? They say that. That's really a thing, right? And that saying is designed to say that normally, if everybody is saying this, everybody can't be wrong, Karen. So excuse me, I think that when it comes to this music industry, a lot of people were saying throughout the weekend, you know, Karen, provide the receipts, Karen, provide the receipts. But sometimes you can't provide the receipts. You just can't, because sometimes money's going in people's hands and you just can't provide the receipts because it's back channeling, it's backdoor shit going on. So you can't always provide the receipts. That's that side, right? The other side to it is I feel as though you like to what Sean was just saying, right? Like she's worked with a lot of people, and when you work with a lot of people, you can't make everybody happy. I remember putting hands in my PR company's hand, and it was wonderful, right? They did what they were supposed to do, and they worked how they were supposed to work. But I've also witnessed some of my boys put money in PR hands and it doesn't go the way that it goes because they don't know the business. There's no way in the world I'm giving you all of my bread up front. I'm going to give you some of my bread and then you go and work and let me see where that bread go because I'm from the streets. So I'm not going to give you all my bread at one time. I don't care what the agreement is. I'm going to give you some of my bread and then once you start showing me and we build the relationship, then I could give you that $60K blindly and knowing it's going to go to right places because we got a great rapport. We got a great relationship. So I feel like sometimes when artists are so green in the industry and they're so thirsty to be on, they'll do anything because they feel as though that's what they're supposed to be doing to get on. But they're not under the right arms. They're not under the right guidance. They're not under the right mentorship that can show them the game. But I get it. It's nobody's business to teach you business. You know what I'm saying? So I yield my mic there to the room. Can we get can we go down bottom and see what's going on? I want you guys to tap in, but I see Kennedy, I see Charlize, I see a few people down here. I see Kay, I see Real, I see Amy, I see a few people. So if you guys have something to say, tap in, kings and queens, and we'll yield our mics to you guys because we do recognize you haven't spoken, and we definitely want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Kennedy. As far as the music industry, I just see what I see, but I'm more on the film side. Oh, don't do that.
You gotta
And
pull your leg
it's
a little
just,
bit, Queen.
of course, but it's just like, even recently, I was in a situation with someone who claimed that there was a casting director who did not have any pure intentions. You see what I'm saying? So I sat there and said, okay, you say that you want to help me, whatever. Well, we could go ahead, and he got upset when I presented him with a contract. And he was like, oh, well, we don't need that, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, this is going to be strictly professional. Because he kept calling me baby. He's like, oh, yeah, you my new baby, da, da, da. And I'm like, bro, I'm not your girl. I'm not your baby, whatever. But basically, he just tried to make it seem like, if I'm smashing you, I'm going to put you on. And I'm like, my nigga, it's 2021. Like, y'all still playing this game? Like, come on. And once the research and everything was done on him, there's not even anybody to report to because he's not even in or a part of the Casting Directors of America's Association. You see what I'm saying? But when he tried to send me another actress with the same body type as mine, same look as mine, lying and capping, saying, oh, yeah, I'm working with her. The role that I was going to give you, I gave to her, yada, yada, yada. This dumb didn't realize that he left her Instagram tag on the message. So I hit her up directly, and me and her had a 3-hour conversation about him capping.
So Kennedy, let me ask you something, Queen. Right? So who does that onus? Who does that onus falls on? Does it fall on the dude, or does it fall on the person seeking the service to do their recon work to make sure that person is everything that they're saying they are?
But the thing is, I didn't search for him. He came at me.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I was just like, what? So for me, I was just following my intuition like, yo, he's full of shit. Because all of a sudden, off of one conversation, all of a sudden, oh, you my girl, you this, like on some wannabe Stevie J shit. And I'm like, nah, like, I'm over here correcting you and I'm telling you, listen, I'm not interested in you like that, yada, yada, yada. I just want to talk about the business.
Right.
And
I'm
that's
rolling.
when everything started to turn left. Like he was like on some other shit. So
So pretty
I took it
much,
upon myself to warn the other young lady that he claimed that he was also working with,
yeah.
and we're going to try to work on this.
I think you went to the Matrix, Queen. So tap
Sure
in with me,
did.
Sean.
Yo, so also, on the other hand, I know I said expectation leads to disappointment, but I don't want to rule out the fact that there's a lot of bullshit people in this music industry that claim things that they cannot do. Only reason why I said expectation leads to disappointment because in publicity specifically, it's hard to identify what exactly they do. Immediately. Sometimes you don't understand that they work on something on one day and it doesn't come out for 3 months. So there's certain things that happen that might not be to your liking or expectation. But then again, it's also one of the places that if you ask me to give a referral for a publicity person, I would have to be more specific about what you're looking for because that title of publicity is so broad that you will be disappointed if you're going and you're looking for certain things that the people that I would recommend might not provide, even though they're good at another thing. So I have to be more of the tutor to be able to align people or recommend people for what they're looking for. And I try and get real clear on what is your expectation? What is it that you really want to get? You want to get in magazines, you want to get interviews, you want social media, so that I can direct them to the person who I will give an endorsement to that can honor whatever it is they're looking for. But a lot of times, there are shicey people, there are bullshit people who will tell you, yeah, I got you, I can do this, and this. I'll get a phone call, yo, do you know so and so? Never heard of them in my life.
Well, you know what that is too, though, Sean. Shout out to PJ on the gram. I appreciate you, King, for the VPJ. Excuse me. Shout out to VPJ on the gram. Appreciate the badges, King. So listen, my thing with this is you gotta itemize. You got to know and have a direct list of things that you want to have done. I'm not just going to put my money in your hand then walk away from it, right? I'll put 60K in your hand or whatever the case may be and then walk away from it, right? I mean, listen, there's been a few different things going on with Karen, and I hope the truth prevails. You know, I hope everybody get to the bottom of what's going on. I think, you know, Jason Lee and her worked out their situations. It just kills me when one person comes out 3 years later and then another person comes out 8 years later, then everybody else start jumping on the bandwagon and saying all these different things. I hate that. It just makes it seem like you're clout chasey. You're clout chasey. You know what I mean? So listen, man, let's talk about these topics. I know that's what you guys are here for. Live on Broadway podcast. We're going to talk about it.
I know y'all love Live on Broadway podcast, but stay tuned, sis. We about to get into the next segment. How he say that shit?
Clip!